1000 Sisters Tammy Slatons skin removal day arrives. When will it air? 1000 Sisters star Tammy Slaton was finally approved for skin removal surgery in the previous episode of Season 7. It has been a roller coaster journey for Tammy after facing many setbacks, including those that she caused herself. Tammy's dream of getting skin removal surgery almost never happened after admitting that she still vapes. But TLC recently released a new preview clip for the upcoming episode of Season 7 featuring Tammy finally getting the operation. Keep reading to see the clip and when it will air. 1000 Sisters. Dr. Smith pulls a prank on Chris and Brittany Combs. Tammy initially had struggles trying to get approval from Dr. Smith regarding her excess skin removal surgery. Aside from vaping, Dr. Smith also revealed that the 1000 Sisters star had to work on her protein intake. Tammy took it seriously, changing her diet plan and even taking protein supplements. In their second appointment, Tammy was finally approved. Dr. Smith was so happy about her progress and even pulled a prank on Chris and Brittany, who were waiting outside. Dr. Smith told them that Tammy may be a little emotional by the time she leaves his office, implying that she was rejected. But Tammy arrived with great news, leaving Chris and Brittany so confused. Tammy's skin removal surgery day arrives. When will it air? TLC recently released a new clip from the upcoming episode of 1000 Sisters Season 7. It features Tammy finally getting her bariatric surgery. The siblings celebrated Tammy's surgery by having a dinner party before the big day. Moments later, a clip of Tammy lying on her bed was shown, and she was nervous about how it would turn out. During her interview, Tammy admits that it hasn't completely sunk and that she's about to get an excess skin removal surgery. One of the doctors also told the siblings to hug Tammy and pray for her before they begin the operation. Chris was visibly nervous about his sister. TLC also revealed that the much-awaited episode will air on June 4, 2025 on TLC. Meanwhile, some fans took to the comments section to celebrate Tammy's excess skin removal. 1000 Sisters. Tammy Slaton reveals surgery plans. Tammy Slaton previously told her siblings about the things she wants to get rid of on her body. According to the 1000 Sisters star, she wants to get a facelift and have her chin suctioned out. In addition to that, she wants to remove the apron on her ears and hips. Tammy included getting a jowl skin removal surgery, which helps get rid of the drooping skin in the area of her cheekbones. This would give her a Botox-like appearance and may even make her look much younger. The Kentucky morning was warm and quiet, but inside the Slaton household, the air buzzed with tension and anticipation. Tammy sat at the edge of her hospital bed, staring at her reflection in a small handheld mirror. She barely recognized the woman looking back. Her face was slimmer now, her eyes more alive. Her jawline no longer buried in layers of flesh. Today, everything would change. "You ready?" Amy asked softly from the doorway, holding a tumbler of iced coffee and looking at her sister with cautious pride. Tammy gave a nod. "Ready as I'll ever be." The skin removal surgery had loomed in her mind for months, both a milestone and a final test. She had survived tracheotomies, rehab stints, public ridicule, and more breakdowns than she could count. But nothing scared her quite like this. The removal of the literal weight she carried after losing over 400 pounds. As the crew from 1000 Sisters quietly filmed from the corner of the room, Tammy let her fingers brush over the loose skin on her arms, her belly, her thighs. This was skin that once stretched tight with a burden of addiction, grief, and stagnation. Now it hung like a soft surrender. Today, she'd say goodbye to it. "I feel like I'm about to meet a whole new me," she murmured to Amy, who reached out and squeezed her hand. The ride to the hospital was quiet except for the hum of the road and the occasional soft sniffle from Amy, who was trying hard not to cry. "I'm just proud of you," she finally said. "You didn't give up. You didn't quit. This is what we always dreamed about." Tammy stared out the window, watching the trees blur by. Her mind wandered to Gage and Glenn, Amy's boys. She wanted to chase them someday, hold them without fear of falling, lift them without pain. Today was for them too. At the hospital, everything moved fast. Clipboards, consents, gown changes, IV lines. Dr. Smith appeared like a familiar anchor in the chaos. "Morning, Tammy," he said, voice calm and reassuring. "We're going to take good care of you today." "Let's do it," she whispered. As they wheeled her into the operating room, the overhead lights glowing like halos, Tammy's thoughts raced. She thought about her younger self, desperate, isolated, locked inside her own body. She thought about TikTok videos and hateful comments. She thought about Caleb, her late husband, whose absence still echoed in the quiet moments. "You be proud of me," she thought. "I'm doing it, baby." The anesthesia took hold like a lullaby. Her last thought before she drifted off was simple. This is not the end. This is the beginning. 6 hours later, Amy sat in the recovery room, biting her nails, watching the monitors beep. When Tammy's eyes finally fluttered open, Amy leaned in, tears threatening again. "You did it," she whispered. "They said everything went great." Tammy's voice was groggy but firm. "It's gone." Amy nodded. All of it. Almost 40 pounds of excess skin. Gone. Tammy blinked slowly, letting that sink in. The pain was sharp, but the relief was sharper. Her body felt alien, lighter, cleaner. Her arms no longer slapped against her sides. Her stomach no longer folded upon itself. She was raw, sore, but undeniably reborn. The nurses came in and changed her dressings. Tammy caught a glimpse of herself in the mirror they angled for her. For a moment, she didn't breathe. There she was, Tammy Slaton. For the first time in decades, her body was closer to the one she'd always imagined in her head. Still healing, still scared, but finally free of the weight that had imprisoned her spirit. "I don't know if the world's ready for this version of me," she said with a weak grin. "They better get ready," Amy said, "because she's unstoppable." 2 weeks later, back at home, Tammy moved slowly but confidently through the hallway, using a cane now instead of a walker. Her stitches were healing. Her mind, too. The camera crew was there again, filming her first official weigh-in post-surgery. The scale beeped, and she looked down, then up at Amy and Chris. "Y'all," she whispered, "I ain't been this weight since high school." Amy clapped, Chris whooped, and Tammy just stood there, stunned, eyes wide and glistening. The journey had been brutal, public, messy, but for every moment of shame, there had been another of strength. For every fall, a hand reaching to help her stand. And now, standing in her kitchen, wearing a soft pink hoodie and jeans that actually fit, she felt something she hadn't in years. Hope. Confessional interview. "I used to look in the mirror and see nothing but failure," Tammy admitted to the producers as she adjusted in her seat. "Now, I see someone who fought. Someone who's still fighting." The producer behind the camera asked, "What would you say to the Tammy from season 1? Tammy paused, then smiled softly. "I'd say, get ready, girl. You're about to do the impossible." As the episode wrapped up, viewers at home watched Tammy walk unassisted across her yard, sunlight spilling around her like a promise. She paused, looked up at the sky, and breathed deeply. The skin was gone, but the story, just getting started. And in the words she left the camera with, I ain't just surviving anymore. I'm living. Let me know if you'd like this as a dramatized script, told from Amy's point of view, or with a specific style twist like diary format or mock episode recap.